Today I have got for you my best custom tactics, formation and roles on FC25 right now. I did use these to essentially get a rank 1, 14-0 and then lost to a cheater. I'll link the game down below as it's on one of my Road to Glory videos on Vitalization 2. But the formation is 4-3-3-2. Is your team looking a little something like this on FC25 and you want to upgrade it? Well, today I might have a solution for you with lootbar.gg. Lootbar.gg is the fastest place to get your coins, but not only that, they are also the cheapest. Not only are they 8 to 10% cheaper than all other competitors, they're also considerably cheaper than FC points. On top of that, Lootbar are now also offering 8% extra coins on every single order. You can also now buy packs directly from Lootbar, which is cheaper than on the game. And don't just take it from me, a lot of other creators are using Lootbar. And you know you can trust them because their reviews are brilliant. And on top of all of that, guys, they offer a very, very fast delivery service, getting you your coins within 30 minutes. So if you are looking for FC25 coins, make sure to go to the pinned comment or the description. And when you do go to Lootbar, use code VIPER at checkout to get an extra 8% off. So guys, first of all, thank you for being here. If you are enjoying the content and you appreciate these custom tactics, please leave a like and subscribe. These have been tested at the highest level, used in Elite, and of course used for a fake 15-0, if you want to call it that. Should have been a 15-0 if I didn't play a cheater. Almost managed to beat him as well. But this is the exact team that I did use, not the roles, as we're going to talk about them shortly. In terms of the actual setup of the tactic, the build-up style is balanced. Now, the 4-3-3 is actually a really underused formation on FC25, and this variant, in my opinion, is the best, as it gives you a holding CDM and 2 central midfielders. It works so well. In terms of the build-up style, balanced is the play. Counter does actually work for the 4-3-3-2, and I do quite like that. Short passing doesn't really work in a 4-3-3. I do feel like short passing is more useful in very, very direct formations, i.e. a full 1-2-1-2 narrow, which I'm not the biggest fan of this year. I used to be in previous years, but this year I don't think full 1-2-1-2 narrow is very good in my experience. So balanced is the one that gives you a bit of both. I'm quite a heavy counter attacker on this game, as I just feel like it's the best way to score. So I should be on counter really, but I found that balanced works the absolute best. Defensive approach. This is actually going to be set on high. Now, a lot of people will tell you now not to play on high and go to balance. I have found that in certain formations, a higher line actually works really well. I think at the absolute minimum, you need to have a CDM in the formation to play a higher line. And also, with your CDM in this formation, the role that you put on them is actually really important as well. But high defensive approach means you're catching the opposition quite a lot offside. Make sure you've got very fast defenders. I do, in Mateus and Varane. And if your defender's a little bit slower than what I've got here, you might want to drop it down to balanced. But in my experience, high is very good in this formation and also makes it tick over really, really nicely. As you can see here, well, that's not right, actually. With that there, that is definitely not right. Let's go into the roles and let me explain them. We're going to start off with the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper plus. It is entirely up to you what you want to go for here. I don't mind either. I like sweeper keeper. I like goalkeeper. So it doesn't really matter what you do there. In terms of the fullbacks. Now, on Cancelo, I play false back. Now, his position on false back, as you can see, I talked about it on the last custom tactics video. They drop into midfield and give you an extra option in midfield, which is really, really helpful. And it means that you can kind of use your fullbacks as Trivela merchants. If your fullbacks are very good at passing as well, it works really, really well. False back, I absolutely love on this game. For our left back, now a lot of people aren't going to like this, and it's going to be suited to people that like to be on the front foot. I play with my left back, specifically DeMarco, on attacking wingback plus. Now, the reason I do that, DeMarco has got some of the best shooting stats for a fullback on the game. But not only that, he has got absolutely outrageous Trivelas in my experience. He's very good coming forward also because his passing is brilliant. He's got good crossing and he can find a whole array of passes. This is only going to work if you've got someone that has the quality to do this. Not someone like Ashley Cole, for example. They're not going to be able to play this role very well. As you can see with the ball, DeMarco's position is essentially left mid. And It's really good for kind of linking up with the wingers and, well, the winger and the striker, which we'll talk about shortly. But this is a really aggressive role to have on one of your fullbacks, and everyone will tell you to kind of go on fullback and defend, and you can do that if you don't trust yourself being a little bit isolated at the back. But in my experience, getting one of your fullbacks forward to make an extra attacker works really, really well. In terms of our centre backs, very, very simple, both on defender. Now, it's quite crazy that I was playing with players here that don't even have role pluses, but defender really does carry. It is a really good role. In my experience, having it on defender plus plus versus plus, or even without having it, doesn't actually make that much of a difference. Once again, that could be due to the way I play. I'm very aggressive with my centre backs, so try and make sure you've got defender plus plus if you can. But I found that defender is by far and away the best, and you should not change it from defender. It is so much better than stopper. Ball playing centre back or defender I quite like, but overall I've stuck with defender now for the last few months and had no issues at all with it. Now, the most important position in this team is going to be your CDM. Any idea what role I'm going to put on him? I very much doubt it. So, you have got for him holding, deep line playmaker, which is quite good. You've got wide half, which is woeful, and centre half plus plus. A defensive midfielder who will drop between the centre backs while their team is in possession to offer protection against the counter attack. So, we have got Cancelo on false back. We have got DeMarco pushing all the way up on that left midfield spot. Kimmich, in this case, I would really recommend you get someone that's got this as plus plus. It's such an underrated role. He sits so deep, and because of his playstyle plus, long ball pass plus, it means that whilst he's sitting this deep, he has the passing range to find Lauren James and Reeton, which we'll talk about shortly. But he also offers a lot of protection for counter-attacks. He sits here very, very often. Like, he will roam a little bit, but in my experience, having this cover from your CDM here allows you to kind of be a bit more creative and free with your fullbacks, is what I found. And as I say, fast centre-backs very important to kind of cover for the areas that are left there. But Cancelo is relatively far back. The only one that you're really covering for is DeMarco. And Kimmich offers that essentially third defender, centre-back. And it works really, really well. And, you know, as I did say at the start of the video, I score a lot of my goals via counter-attacks. And a lot of people also do as well. So having that cover there is really nice. That is the most important role and position in this team. Now, for our two central midfielders, I like to have one of these on Playmaker plus plus and one of them on box to box plus plus. I've got De Bruyne and Zizou here, and what I found is that De Bruyne is just up and down, you know, all the time, and Zizou does sit in a bit more of an advanced position, even though it doesn't say it really there. De Bruyne is up and down. He's got the stamina ready to do it. He has a big boost on that flashback card. And then Zizou kind of operates as a number 10, which I really like. Zizou's very, very creative, very strong, very hard to push off the ball. So I like doing that with Zizou, and then De Bruyne up and down defensively, very, very solid actually, and very, very good going forward. So try this. You don't have to do it exactly the same as me. You know, you can try the double Playmaker plus plus. I do quite like that as well, but I do think that's a bit too attacking in my experience. So box to box plus plus and Playmaker plus plus works really, really well. Now then, guys, it is time to talk about the attack, and it's actually quite straightforward. Let's go over the wingers first. Lauren James, one of my favourite players on the game, by the way, is on inside forward plus plus and roaming for obvious reasons. We'll talk about it shortly. Reeton is also on exactly the same. Now, with that, I've got a left footer on the left hand side and a right footer on the right hand side. You know where I'm going with this. Travellas are key on this game, especially in the sweaty gameplay. And having a left footer on the left hand side that can score them really easily, very nice. The same for the right hand side as well. Roaming is a really good role as well if you've got players out wide that are a bit more than just runners, are a bit more than just the ability to kind of get on the byline and do a cutback, or players that, you know, can offer a bit more than just being wingers. If that makes any sense at all. Reeton has got ping pass plus and is very, very good creatively. Same goes for Lauren James. She's got technical plus, she's got press proven plus, and she's able to come inside and be very, very creative. And what's going to kind of happen is your wingers will get most of your goals, but not because they're the ones hogging the ball. It's because your striker, and this is a bit out there as well, should be on false 9++. So, you can see that that's what it looks like without the ball. And with the ball, Pele drops a little bit deeper. So, he's essentially also playing as a number 10, similar to what Zizou does, even though it doesn't show it really too well there. Pele's dropping a little bit deeper to allow your wingers to be not only the creators, but also the goal scorers. You'll find that you score a lot of goals with this, but not from your striker very often. Because I like Pele to be on false 9 because he's got great creative abilities. You know, he's got trickster, he's got incisive pass, he's got technical. He's able to do a lot of the things you want from like an attacking midfielder at striker. So sitting him a little bit deeper, allowing Zidane to kind of get close to him as well. And then your two wingers on inside forward are essentially playing as strikers. But what you get from that also, I don't know if I'm explaining this very well. Wingers on this game, if you can find the right ones, are really good for creativity and goal scoring. Because if you play a player out of position, you're going to feel a big drop off in the quality of the cards. So this is essentially meant to be almost like a 4-1-2-1-2 narrow with the wingers playing as the strikers. And I found that to work really well. As you can see there, it's not perfect, but imagine James and Reeton are a bit closer to Pele. That's how it sets up in game. So you're not really playing a 4-3-3 in game, and it just gives you lots of options in the attack. Whilst being a little bit dangerous defensively, it means that you'll outscore your opponent, which is the way you should be playing this game. You should be having fun on the game and scoring a lot of goals. You do still have cover defensively because of the centre half on Kimmich, which I really do recommend you try and get as a plus. You've got a lot of creative juices flowing on the left-hand side because of DeMarco. And on the right-hand side, not as creative, but because Zidane is on Playmaker plus compared to the box-to-box plus of De Bruyne, you do still get a good overload on that side. So the idea really is Cancelo a little bit deeper to help defensively. Zidane can go and be a bit more creative. De Bruyne to help out defensively for the gap that DeMarco isn't filling. And it works so well in game. This is my favourite formation on the game. Not necessarily is it going to be the most meta for everyone. It'll take a bit of time to learn. But I think if you can get to grips with this style, it is the best formation and roles on the game. So if you want to see the code, it should be on the screen right there for you guys. It works really well. I want you to go in the comment section and let me know if you're having any trouble with it. And yeah, also tell me what you think to it in the comment section, man, because I promise you, this is a tactic that will change your game massively. Give it some time to learn it and let me know what you think to it in the comment section. Guys, if you have enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell so you don't miss a video. But guys, that's going to be it from me for now, so take care.